Yer. It's Holla about MMA, and I'm back with another scrap for y'all, ladies and gentlemen. In this one, I got my revenge on a player that had a W on me. I ain't remember his play style at all, so he was using an outside fighter, Corey Sandhagen. So it was kind of tough, but we managed to get the W, and I'm gonna show y'all that war right now. Enjoy, like, comment, subscribe. So this dude had a dub on me. So for the most part, I wasn't cautious, but I did try and make sure not to show all my cards too early. He had Corey Sandhagen, an outside fighter, so I wanted to really mitigate that footwork that Corey has. But he was real active on the outside and also checking on my leg kicks, so it was pretty difficult to get going on the outside. Once I figured out a game plan, I decided to work his ribs. Now, one thing that we were trying to be heavy on was that body work, because the fighter we're using, Jose Aldo, going a distance with him can be tricky. He doesn't have the best gas tank, so I really wanted to be body heavy with him. And he also was doing a good job of staying at the correct distance for me not to kick him. So as he's kicking me, I'm taking a lot of leg damage early on in the first round. And I'm trying to get a couple checks off, but he's doing a good job with correcting his distance and keeping his shots on my block. So I'm just trying to fill him out right here. Try and check some kicks. At the same time, we're trying to work the body as best as we can. Now, with fighters like this, one thing I realized about his style is they like to fight only from the middle of the ring. He's active, but his best shots always come from the middle of the octagon where he feels like he has the most control over his opponents. So every time I step behind them two black lines, he's going to start trying to commit my block or block break me. Now, I didn't pick up on this early on inside the first round, but once I did, shit got detrimental for this boy, I'm telling you. So y'all stay tuned in, watch the rest of this round. Now, about a minute into that last engagement, he ended up catching us with a nice roundhouse to the head and started attacking the legs. A beautiful mix-up by him. So we ended up getting a nice rock. Now, after this drop, we instantly had to tighten up on the defense, and I had to figure something out because he was going to keep attacking that leg. So Southpaw was going to have to be eventually the go for the fight. So I was already ready to fight Southpaw, so I wanted to test him out in the rest of the first round in Orthodox. So about 30 seconds into the end of round one, he's still attacking that leg. We're doing our best to try and still work that body in the middle of the octagon when I know we have an opening. So right now we're just trying our best, and you see our leg damage is getting pretty low. So starting round two, we decided we have to go southpaw. It's the only bet because we're taking too much damage. We get a nice drop with a block counter. He tries to go to the body, and we're still going. We're fighting for the middle as hard as we can. We get a nice land with the flying knee, but no drop. And that's the end of round one. Let's get into round two. Alright, I already know it being round two and my leg health being so low, he was going to press the issue and try and force me to switch up. So I tried my best to try and get something significant off before he took the leg. I already decided to go southpaw for the rest of the fight. And I wasn't going to swap back because if you just take too much leg damage, Corey is too strong on the outside with those kicks. So we're checking as best as we can, and we're still working our body as best as we can.
Elbows up, keep moving. Come on now, recover.
So right now, we're doing our best to try and hide our own leg kick because we're taking too much damage on these checks. So right now we're trying to get around his guard, and he ended up, realizing it. Instantly took octagon control. So shout out to him for that. But we still doing the work.
It's nothing. Nothing. Respira, tudo bem. Respira, calma. Vai lá. Olha os jabs, não deixa não.
Now at this point in the fight, middle of the second round, he finally got my lead leg to go. He tries to go up top with a roundhouse. We counter with a nice rear hook. So we're still trying to, do some work. We're not backing up anytime just to try and get some body damage. Anytime we back up, he's gonna try and kick us somewhere, and they're coming so fast to the point where I can't get a rhythm of where he's gonna kick me. So right now we have to try and play pocket as best as we can, because when we back up, something's coming. Right there, he's finally getting that leg to go, and there it goes. The leg snaps. So right here, this is where we go southpaw. Now I figured as soon as I went southpaw, he try and work my other lead leg. He ends up getting checked, and we start working a nice body combination right there. And we just fighting for it, fighting for it as hard as we could. We're trying our best not to give ground, but at the same time, we're staying defensively responsible as possible. Now right there, that was a nice drop by him. He ends up beating up the block enough to the point where we get dropped. We're still fighting for it though. We're not giving any ground. We're inside the pocket trying to do some damage as best as we can. A player like this, you have to fight back. The more I back up, the more damage he lands on me, simply because of the fighter that he has. If I can mitigate that range that he needs to kick me, I can start focusing on my counters. Now us being in southpaw, I guess he tried to up his pace and he started getting countered heavy. But at the same time, I ended up making a mistake. This is what I meant by not showing your cards too early. We can fight in southpaw just as well in orthodox, but we ended up paying for it after flowing inside the pocket just a little too long. Now right there, we pay for that inside the pocket. He countered us with a rear hook. He recognized my head movement, but we used the proper head movement to recover. Now right here, he's trying to cut us off and force us to back up to that fence. I know he's trying to set something up that's going to be up top, but our leg health is still so low to the point where we're kind of guessing it's 50-50 on every engagement. So we try to push him back with our own leg kicks and try and take the middle of the cage. And I know he wants to set us back with something because, again, he only wants to fight from the middle. Players like this let their best combinations go when they're in the middle of the octagon. Anytime I step behind those two black lines, he's going to try and block break me. Now, it being round 2, we weren't throwing a lot of shots up top, so we decided to go up top with some roundhouses. The first one didn't land, and he decides to throw a knee. We're trying to interrupt him right here just to set up a range for a head kick. As he tries to crash the pocket with a slip, he starts using our head movement. We counter his. Now right here, I know he wants to go for that leg. We wait for our moment, back him up, and we set up a nice roundhouse. The flying knee right here didn't drop him, which I don't know how, but hey, it is what it is. End of round 2. Let's get into round 3. All right, the start of round 3 was a bit of more of the same. He was kind of just, catches us with a nice rear hook right there off a 1-3 combination. That punch came so fucking quick, I couldn't even do anything. But anyway, we get back to work inside the pocket, and he's still trying to fight for it right here, a bit more than usual. And he stopped throwing a lot of kicks, which lets me know that my game plan is working. As I back up, I either decide to kick him now or intercept him with either a straight or a jab. He's going to try and block break me every time I step behind those two black lines, but that gives me room to kick him because he's thinking about what combo to hit me with. Now right here we try and set up a sidestep elbow knee counter, but we end up paying for it with a rear hook. He didn't bite it. And he's doing more of the same, just trying to block break us on the inside of the pocket. But we're doing our best just to move our head and get back to that center of the ring where we can get some work in. Now, like I said before, these players always let their combinations go the best they can in the middle of the octagon. Right here, he tries to increase his output just a little bit too much, and he ended up getting block countered. So with that being said, I know I can push him. He's definitely hittable in the middle of the ring. So I shouldn't be trying to engage him anywhere except the inside in the middle of the octagon. But right here, he's trying to use that same outside slip rear hook. That's going to be his downfall. Just watch. Keep watching the fight.
Keep your hands up, protect your face, keep moving. It's okay, use your defense. Use your defense now. Oh, okay, hey, cover up, hands up. Keep your range, keep out of his range. Watch your range. You're okay, give me some head movement. Now. Let's pressure forward and get the takedown now. Aproveita, não recua, vai. Respira, tudo bem. Respira, calma. Vai lá. Forward, forward, forward. Tudo bem, só respirar. Vamos lá, se mexe.
Alright, so about a minute into the end of round 3, we try and bait a leg kick on the outside, but we pay for it with a nice lead roundhouse from him. But we're still confident that I could put dude down, so we catch him right back with a spinning heel kick. The flying knee didn't do anything right there, just a bit out of range. We're using a proper head movement to make sure he can't block break us. Right there, he tries to open up. He eats a front kick. Now, both our head health is pretty low. We're blinking. It's anybody's fight right now. So we're trying to stay defensively responsible as possible. We hit him with a nice 1-3 right there.
It's okay, you're fine. Let's reconnect.
And we're going for it. We're trying to block break him back, but not too much. We get dropped right back. Now right here, I know he wants to set something up, something big.
Get the takedown. Tudo bem, calma.
Hits us with a knee. That same rear hook. That same rear hook is going to be his downfall. There it goes. Then that's it. GG's to this man.